Hi, my name is Robin Bartko, and today I'm going to share with you 5 tips on how families with children with challenges can help with unsolicited advice. As a parent of a child with challenges, understand this. Sometimes because of our children's behaviors or whatever is going on with our child, sometimes we get onlookers, whether it be somebody in a store, whether it be a relative, whoever it is, sometimes will make comments to us that we aren't quite prepared for. So I just want to share with you through my experiences on 5 tips on how to deal with those unwelcomed or unwanted advice that we often get for when we're raising a child with challenges. Well, the first one is I would expect ahead of time that you're going to get some unwanted advice. So this has been something that used to just get under my crawl when somebody would make a comment to me about my son that I already knew, the challenge he was having. They would say, you need to discipline him more, you need to be more strict, oh, you are too strict with your child, whatever. So one thing to really keep in mind is expect ahead of time. I found that once I expected somebody like Aunt Zelda, who always spoke her mind, to give me advice, if I knew when I was in a social gathering with her that she was going to make a comment about my child, it kind of made the blow to me easier to accept. So I expected ahead of time. She's probably going to make a couple comments, and it just prepared me so I wasn't so unprepared, and it really didn't bother me after a while because I knew that's how she was. So that's tip number 1, is expect that you're going to get some comments. This is something I never experienced with my other 2 children, so it was quite a shock with my 3rd child when I started getting comments because I never had that before. So just expect it ahead, and now I'm to the point that I found peace with it, that my husband and I actually sometimes after the comments will actually joke about it. So you will get to that point. Now, second tip is sometimes if your child or you're having a bad day, you might just want to avoid that situation. So for example, say a real loud birthday party that is scheduled on a Saturday or something like that. Your child woke up cranky, or you have a migraine. Sometimes when you have a child with challenges, even though you want to do it all, sometimes you just say, today is not a good day, and today we're just not going to be able to do it all. So that's something that has helped us. I know we had challenges with our child sometimes in church, in social settings, that sort of thing, and just accept that, and just try to keep, when we're more stressed to start with, and then we go in social situations, it sometimes can also just escalate. So occasionally, sometimes you do have to avoid that. So that's the second tip, is avoid public situations if you or your child's having a bad day. Now, third tip is take care of you. As a parent, raising a child with challenges can be very difficult. So I know I was not prepared when, I had 2 other children, then my 3rd child came along, and I was not prepared. And I would just recommend that there are so much more time constraints, time management. There's just so much more involved in raising a child with challenges. Cut yourself a break. Take care of you. Think about things that you used to love to do. For example, do you love to get a massage? Do you love to garden? Do you love to chit-chat with friends? Shopping, whatever it is, whatever you love to do, that's your passion, make sure you schedule that you get you time. Because it's, as a parent, it's often to just bump our time. But what happens is, long term, it just stresses us out, and it doesn't make us better parents. When we're happier, our child's happier, and it's just easier to take. So third tip is, take care of yourself. Do things you love. Okay, now the 4th tip is, one thing is, there's always hope. Sometimes it's easy to get stuck in that mentality, oh, I'm doing everything I can for this child and nothing is working. I've been there. I've been there, and I can tell you, it's an easy loop to get in. That nothing's going to get better, and it's very difficult. And I'll share with you some advice a neuropsych doctor gave to me. He was a doctor that specializes in adopted children, and they are some of the most profound conditions. These children are coming from orphanages. Some of them have been in orphanages like 5 years, abuse, neglect, all kinds of challenges. Some of the most really challenging children you could imagine. And he told me there's always hope. And he's right. Even some of the most challenged children, there's hope. Okay, so I want you to remember, it may be a season you're in right now where it's difficult with your child, but there are things that can make your child's life better, your family's life better, and your life better. So just remember that there definitely is hope, and to reach out with families that can empathize and understand where you're coming from, which tends to be families that have other children with challenges. Okay, so that's the fourth tip, is hope is on its way. Now, the fifth tip is, remember, you're the CEO of the family. So as a parent, you get to call the shots. So sometimes that is a heavy burden on our shoulders, but remember, you are going to be given unsolicited advice, and that's okay. People can speak their mind, but the beauty of parenting is you do get to call the shots. So you're the one in charge. You're the one that can steer the ship. So just remember that. So anyway, if you'd like to learn any more about my website, it's specialchildwellness.com. And also, if you'd like to subscribe to this YouTube channel, be glad to have you do that. Thank you. And again, I'm Robin Bartko.